I am that. I'm a merc for hire. Some call me a rebel. A renegade. Both are accurate. I was illegally created in an experiment by aliens known as the Engineers. I've been living the life of an outlaw since birth. The Federation wants me dead. So, we have to make money to stay alive and keep flying.
What's your ETA got?
This is Bob, my father, and the droid who was once sent to eliminate me. Great guy. Made me the man I am today. Going in and about to bring the pain on anyone that stands in my way.
Oh, goodness. Please be careful. You just got that shit.
Don't worry, Pops. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. No matter where you run or where you hide, you will be mine. Let's rock.
Hello everyone, welcome to Doodle Chill.
I live for this. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of finale, I will never feel no fear. First the reaper gotta catch me. I don't care who got the next crown. I'm the true and living right now. Thought you lived to see my last breath? Go ahead and put your best down. Run with the wolves and we unify. Hungry enough to eat you alive. We never breaking formation. I live and die for this crew of mine. Been to the bottom, dehumanized. Found my divinity through the fire. Pushed through it all and I stood tall. That's cause a legend can never die. I'm unstoppable. Yeah. Here I come. I'm unstoppable. Yes. When it's done, I'll be the one. I'm unstoppable. Yes. Here I come. Here I come. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Doodle and Chill.
Yo.
Hey, yo. So we got Coleman in the chat. We got Pops. We got Charles Reeve. What's up? And everybody else saying hi to each other. So welcome to the stream.
I don't know French, but I think he called you a retard.
Technically, he says that we're in retard. So technically, we're late and gay. So.
Okay.
You know, I said that the one that he wrote there, it's the French version of the F word for you guys.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it. You do want to keep the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Preferably. We'll go get some music. Let's change the track. Can you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do the techno cyberpunk one today.
Yeah. Nice change pace.
Is it loud enough?
Yep.
Good.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So people are in the chat. What would you like me to see me doodle right now? Because I can't really work on the pages that the stuff I would like. I need to work on. Let's start with some warm-ups.
I think I'm gonna do for this page. I'm gonna do some brush stroke, panel borders. I like the look of that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that. That's for a high energy sort of page, combat scene.
And that's sort of next issue of Seven Legions.
Yep.
This is one of the little exercises I like to do once in a while. Boom. Or I just draw random shape and try to make faces and characters with them.
Nice.
Do my character. Oh, do you want to show the page you were showing me before?
Oh, right, yeah. The page I've been working on is complete.
Oh, let me highlight you.
Okay. So, yeah. Page has been completed. It's the,
Yeah, you succeeded into doing what you wanted to do, which is looking like an anime.
Yep. Got the film grain effect on it. A little bit of distortion, make it look like it's actually like, that retro sort of effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, this last guy, he wasn't done last time I was working on it. But yeah.
It's looking great, dude. I like the effect you put on it. Looks like an old OVA.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's being punched in the face by air.
Got that little wind effect in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it because I think it's a fun little exercise to do because it's fun what you can come up with.
Yeah. guy in the middle looks like he's like an upside down taco for the head.
Mm.
Like his mouth sort of opens up like.
Okay. Now that we're done with this. What's up, James? Here comes the stream, buddy.
Yo.
You know, a little side boobage.
Alright, I just turned the volume down on my phone.
I don't know if you guys saw, also it's in the description down below. The mailing list for the Second Chance campaign is up. So as soon as we get close enough to being done, I'm launching this baby. And knowing the man, you jump in and we're done. And you definitely want to sign up if you haven't backed yet, or if you're planning on backing again, because you get a chance to winning one of the 3 original art. There's a bookmark, and you get two discounted tiers. And I don't know if you guys know, but the book is not 80 page or 98 page anymore. It's 112. 118. There you go, a little cyberpunk waifu in the work.
Did you hear? Did you listen to the new Tom McDonald song?
Which one?
The new one. He did one this week.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. It was one of his like. I'm trying to think how to describe it. It's like it's not like one of his political ones. It's not like one of his like I guess more emotional sort of songs. It's like
Okay.
that's sort of his music that I've listened to. That's my favorite sort of his songs. Like there was also one that he did a long while back called Soldier that I found recently.
Yeah.
I really like. I'm almost tempted to send him a message, say, "Hey, can I use this in a video?"
You lose nothing to try.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of fits along with one of my characters, or a few of my characters actually. You could do a video montage, just a bunch of them, a bunch of little scenes when I get the next 3 issues done completely.
Can't like this. So it's time to eat this, and let's go with this. What's up, Mugwai?
Hey,
And what's up, Ace?
Ace,
How you guys doing? Welcome to the streams. Back to the stream. I'm just here having fun doodling and just ended up doing a sexy trick. I don't know why. Beacon is working on 7 Legions.
Yep. I saw someone earlier complaining, like some leftists complaining, like it's like they had the left has some new hashtag, and and they were like, when I type that in, I get all these suggestions from the right wing. I was like, I just had to say it. I was like, yeah, that shoe doesn't feel too good on the other foot, does it?
I don't know why they're complaining. Me, I subscribed to the Twitter Blue already, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're verified now.
Not yet. It's not.
Okay.
It's not. It's the verified thing is not activated, but I do have my edit button.
Okay.
Like you put, but technically, it's you have like 30 minutes after you post.
Hmm. I know exactly what I'm going to say when I the first thing I'm going to tweet when I get the verified badge.
What?
Just gonna, that meme of the person with the hat that says "Be patient with me. I have a blue check mark."
Look, guys, I'm paying my $8. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Then you get all the journalists who lose their blue check marks because they don't pay. You're like, silence, peasant.
Yeah, I think they can still have it for free. The people that are like
Okay.
renowned. But I mean, like, it's easier for us to freaking get it. Though. Now they're trying to spin that anybody could freaking take somebody's name if they don't want to be, and it's like holding people hostage. I'm like, oh boy. You don't have to pay to go, keep the place open or something, and it's like that on any fucking social media, you twerps.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're just not happy because they're not getting their way anymore, so they're gonna go full fucking. Yeah, I'm happy, and I was happy to pay that money.
Yeah. Brian says, so we plebeians can have blue check marks if we pay for them? Yep, I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, but you have to use your real name or something, or
Yeah. Yep, Brian, I got 2 kitties. One of them is way more talkative. And he just sometimes leaps up to me like a shadow. And just, yep, there he goes. There he is.
Yeah, obviously, that's what I'm saying.
Alright, I'll show him in his full glory. Fluffy kitty. Not too happy to be lifted up, but he's going to sat back down now.
Like, welcome to the real world, kitty. The real world, kitty. People don't care about your face.
He's great though. I got pretty lucky with my cats. They're not little bastards most of the time. 50% of the time. 25%. He is. Yeah, that cat is pretty fluffy. There's one time I gave him a bath and I realized just how much of his size was his fur. Because he looked like a stick figure.
Let me know, Brian, if you want to come on.
Oh yeah, you can. Ryan's asking for the link.
Oh, science you. One sec. Boom.
My boy's asking.
Oh.
Oh,
Any good video tutorial for doing stuff using Procreate? Oh, you would. I haven't checked anything in Procreate. You should ask
Scotsman. Yeah,
Scotsman about that. Yeah.
yeah. I don't use it either. I use Krita.
Okay, I haven't bought that yet. I need to buy one soon, eventually. iPad Pro.
Hmm.
One day. Trying to remember who does those art video that like they cover pretty much every freaking program. It's just I can't remember which one it is. Oh, there's one called Proco. The other one's like he's a French guy from Montreal, but I keep forgetting his name, Ducet or something like that.
Hmm.
Brunet. Yeah. That guy covers pretty much every program. Yeah, but if you go in their playlist, they keep shit split up in categories, dude. Check their playlist. There's Broco, but the other one's called Brunet, Brunet, I think. Let me check. It's one of the ones that me and Scotsman check. Marc Brunet. There you go. And that guy went to the same school as me. he was there for like 2 years, like before I was, like 2 groups before I was, and he's pretty good. There you go. Check his stuff out, and even Scotsman. And like I said, you go in this playlist. And by the way, today's the first time I tried to streaming on Twitter. It's working.
I didn't know Twitter had streaming.
Yeah.
Okay. It's cool.
I haven't checked if it's working. Yes, it is.
Oh, sweet.
On Twitter, bitches. Poof, strike, we're out.
Oh, it's not that Twitter anymore. We're in control now.
Freedom. I mean, it's one of the things I promised myself I would, when I make enough profit, I'm buying myself one of those iPad Pros, dude. I like the idea of being able to draw anywhere I go. Can't do that with pencil beacon, Richard. Traveling to a con with your iPad Pro and still being able to work is one of the things that I thought was annoying going to like all those cons back in the days. Like you get so busy to the point in traveling, you're like, I should be working on my shit, dude.
Hail Hojo.
What's up, Ojo? Yo, welcome to the stream. We try to keep a conversation going. We try to talk, but we don't talk that much when we work. It just happens.
Yeah. Fun fact: there was a clan in feudal Japan called the Hojo clan, and their symbol looked like, or their clan symbol looked like the Triforce. It has 3 triangles.
I'm pretty sure now you just made a friend for life. And to put our hands in our hair, and then I'm like, you know what? Let's do something cooler.
Yeah.
Your lunch is on its way.
I thought I turned the volume off.
I guess you do not shut me up.
Yeah. I will keep notifications coming. There we go. Now it should be off.
I mean, you got the memo. We're supposed to be controlling your life.
Yeah. You tried to silence your cell phone and cover the camera. FBI is on its way.
Meanwhile, hope you're using a condom. You know, there's a circulation, so
Oh, yeah.
double the sentence if you do not use a condom.
Mhm.
Sorry, we're inspired by the cyberpunk music. Oh, thank you. Leaving the stream running.
Yeah.
Pops. Drop that mythical link, Pops. When that campaign's live? Ooh, what's the mythicals? Brian has the link. He hasn't joined in. Check your DMs. Bruh. It's weird you're limited to the amount of words in your own chat as well.
True.
Coleman says he's going to go make himself some toast. He'll be back soon.
All right.
Not too happy with it. Yeah. Got Richard in the chat. What's up?
Yo.
Yeah, I decided to drop Twitch and pick up Twitter, and with the fact that the Twitter blue not paying, let's use it. It does have plan to start monetizing their videos and streams and stuff like that. So. There you go. Front,
Nice.
back. Sup, Tukumai? Hell, bro. Welcome to the stream.
Hey. Do you remember that show, An Idiot Abroad?
Rings a bell, yeah.
It's got well, Ricky Gervais was one of the people who I think he's basically like producer, but he sent his friend on all these trips to countries he's never been to before, mainly just because his friend was incredibly blunt about things and would just make these really stupid remarks. Like the first episode, they sent him to China, and he's going to like this food market, and these people are just eating like they just have all sorts of crazy things that they're eating. He's looking at some lady eating scorpion on a stick. He's like, look at her. She's just like, this is just eating it. This is like they'll eat anything. It's like if they go to the like when they're in the shower in the morning, they see a spider. They're like, oh well, I can skip the croissant. I got this spider. I'll eat that instead. Like he sees this bus driver eating a fertilized chicken egg. So he's got the little chicken fetus growing inside, and he's just eating the fetus whole. It's like I thought he was a normal person, but
Not so much.
yeah.
So Brian,
What up, fellas?
Hey.
What up, fellas?
Not much.
Making me
Don't you let's talk.
hungry.
Oh yeah.
Making me hungry. Well, you know what? I remember Anthony Bourdain would always eat all this funky stuff.
Yeah.
The nastiest thing that I ever saw him eat was warthog anus,
Ooh.
and it was served al dente.
Wow.
And yeah, and because there are a bunch of things where I'd be like, maybe after like 2 or 3 beers, and other things like, man, maybe after like 3 or 4. Other things I'd be like, man, I'd have to go through a whole 6-pack and maybe like a shot of tequila, and other stuff never. And for me, scorpion, if it was like, I don't know, if it was like deep fried or something like that, maybe after like a beer or 2.
Yeah, like that doesn't like sound like the worst possible thing.
Yeah.
But
No, not even close, right? Like I would never want to just like eat a mezcal worm, but if I've been working my way to the bottom of that bottle,
yeah.
that's my reward.
I know I did.
Many a time, man. Many a time. How you dudes doing?
Good.
Doing okay.
Mm.
Drink I can't really work on anything that I'm working on, so I'm just doodling something. I ended up doing a sexy broad. I don't know why.
Because you like doing sexy broads. I mean, what's the where's the? I don't see. I fail to see the downside.
I know, right?
Exactly.
I mean, some people might get mad at you, but those people are just losing their power now.
Yeah.
That got me psyched. I mean, I have no interest in having a blue check mark, but the fact that like the unwashed masses, like the bad people, are going to be able to have blue check marks now. That kind of like, and fucking Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Oh, like this is like highway robbery. It's just like, bitch, you can't afford $8 a month, really? It's like, you sold your soul, bitch. You sold your soul. So you're getting paid well, I would hope.
Oh, she is.
So you get a bitch, like, please, you can afford the fucking $8 a month. Although I have to say, like, when it comes to like inconsequential news, and thank God for inconsequential news because it gets your mind off of like.
It's just gonna become expensive. It's just gonna become expensive for their bots.
Yes, exactly. Right, because then every bot's gonna have to like.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Damn. Do you think that like that's part of his plan to shut down the bots, or just to like monetize?
It's always been. He said it.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic, man.
That's why you saw everybody lost like 30 people or something
right
for the last few weeks, because it just isn't happening.
Oh, that's fantastic. That I mean,
because people are getting all the count back.
Well, I mean, some people have been thinking like, because he's been talking to a lot of kind of like scary people, and then people are like, "Oh shit, he's gonna backpedal on the free speech thing." And I don't know that that's the case, or if he's just meeting with these people that are totally poisonous, just so that he could say, "Well, I met with them." Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know.
Dude, he made a post not too long ago. It was I'm getting shit from both sides. That's a good sign. Yep.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I caught that as well. The other thing that makes me happy is, of course, obviously, Henry back as Soups, back as Big Blue, right? But also that plus the fact that he's leaving the fucking woke ass Witcher.
Yeah, I think I saw something that like he apparently left it because he's like, these people have no respect for the source material.
He said that like I'm that guy that's on the set going, wait a second, that's not proper to the lore. Like I've read the novels, like that's not right, and that he's the one that's always like making like a pest of himself on the set. So when season 2 of The Witcher came around, he could not have fucking been happy. I mean, I remember I was like watching episodes of that, and literally in my head, not on purpose, just like just of its own volition, my mind just kept thinking, okay, check mark, right? It was just like, holy shit! Like this is some. That went from like a pretty good show to like an SJW nightmare, like that, like overnight, where I was like, oh shit! Oh, they got a black elf. Oh, okay. Oh wait, no, the black elf got killed. You can't do that. And then okay, there's a black elf in the very next scene. Okay. Where you just aware. I mean, as a writer, I can't imagine what that's like.
Oh, yeah.
To have to like work in that kind of an environment. But then again, I guess that's why they hire a lot of non-writers to write shit these days.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're just an activist, you don't have to worry about things like continuity or pacing or and anything really. You just have to worry about just getting your fucking message in there, and then you're good. Yeah. I mean, season 2 had some pretty cool monsters in it, but it was weighed down by that woke shit. And I can imagine season 3 is going to be the wokest of all. And then they're going to replace it with fucking Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
That's hilarious. I mean, there are people that I know that have said they've met him and say he's like like a super duper nice guy, but he's like a block of wood. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he has like zero charisma.
Yeah.
But he's really good looking, so you know. I just find it hilarious because you can tell that the Wokarati, they hate Henry Cavill, and I have no idea why, but I suspect it's because he dated Gina Carano, and also, and he doesn't talk any woke shit, right? So
yeah, no, but he took a stab at them, saying that he's technically MGTOW. He was done with dating and everything like that
because he has a brain, because he's smart.
Yep.
And what I love too is that people were just like, "Oh, MGTOW, so that means you're like an incel." It's just like, I didn't say I was celibate.
yeah, but dude,
bust and move.
And then an incel doesn't choose to be celibate.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Right, Henry Cavill's like potentially could get more ass in the toilet seat.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just like,
but the risk of being #MeToo because somebody changed their mind or wants some extra cash at the end of the month.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That or he won't marry them or like whatever. Yeah, it's just like, but then what's like, what do they expect people to do? Right? I guess they expect you to just be like, I don't know, Mark Ruffalo or something. But what if you're not Mark Ruffalo? Like, I'm sure Mark Ruffalo is a soy boy because that's just the way he is.
That's the only way he gets pussy.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I always tell all my female friends, and especially younger ladies, like ladies that are maybe just going into college, that sort of thing. Don't trust male feminists.
Don't trust female feminists neither.
or them either, really. But especially don't trust male feminists.
No, but the thing, let's be precise, is third wave and that. I was raised by the first and second wave, so, and those were real ladies. No shit's given, no shit's taken.
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing that always get. I don't know. Gets my panties in a bind is when I'm talking to somebody, to a woman, about feminism, and they're like, "Well, yeah, I don't think you know what feminism is." I'm like, "No, I think you don't know what feminism is. I think I've done. I think like I know your history.
We were raised by them.
Well, not my case, but
you too. You were raised, dude. Seriously, you were raised by either the first or second wave feminists. You had no choice. Your grandmother, anybody's grandmother, grew up during the first wave, and we're like what, a year difference. So you're great. The people it started with the war after World War II when they wanted to stay at work and voting, and if your grandma's been part of it, so then you've been raised by both.
No, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
No,
right.
Now, was it a good mom? I don't know.
Well, my mom was great. My
brother,
not so much, but she was cool.
Having a punani doesn't make you a great mama.
No, it doesn't. And having a schwanzstucker doesn't make you a great dad.
Yeah, no, it's not something by instinct.
Nope.
It's choice and sacrifice, and
Yep. That is totally
it's
true.
Like me, it's one of the things I think it's funny. Like, oh, I'll have kids when I'm ready. Well, you'll never be ready because you're never ready. I'm sorry.
That's what I hear. Yeah, no kids here, and I do totally realize that like the way that I see the world and the way that parents see the world is like completely different.
The best way to explain it, like the best example. It's not just that, but it's one of the best examples. It's like, imagine finally meeting yourself when you're a fucking kid and he's pissing the fuck out of you, and you're like, flashback to your mom, and you're like,
oh, sorry, Mom.
Fuck, I'm sorry, Mom. That's one of the biggest fucking example I can give you. That you cannot be ready for anything like that.
Yeah.
Or, your kid pissing you off to the point that you want to smack the little motherfucker, but then you see him as this little 5-year-old, and you're like,
Yo, man. Yeah.
There's some stuff you just don't know. Like it's a part of you. It's even when they're not yours, they're the part of you. You've invested yourself in heart and soul into this.
It's true. It's true.
Little person.
Yeah. When my friends started having kids, that's when I became Uncle Brian. Then I understood that shit. And then when they all moved at like the same time, I cried like a little bitch. I'm not ashamed to say.
How many times
how many times
you went to your bro when he got pissed to his kid and you're like, that was so you.
Yup. Absolutely.
You can be pissed a little fucking.
Absolutely.
That was so you.
Well, Chris, the great thing about being Uncle Brian was I could always be like when they would get out of control and shit would get ugly, I'd be like, peace, bye. I'm out of here. I'll come back. I'll come back later, like, when your kids are fun again. Oh my god, man. Did you start playing the? Either of you fellows got the new that new Warhammer 40K?
Not yet.
Vermintide-ish game.
I want it, but I haven't bought it yet.
Yeah, me neither. I usually wait for shit when it's on sale because everything ends up on sale.
Yeah, exactly, and
that's why we have like way too many video games that we've never played.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or barely played. And then I look at Skyrim and it's like 500,000 hours. And then I look at a bunch of other games and it's like 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours.
Oh, I won that Dark Tide game, but the thing is, it means when I buy it, I'm gonna have to buy it like 2-3 times.
You have to. Whoa, wait a second. You won something, but that means that you have to pay like 3 times the price.
Yeah, because I like to play with my bro Dave, and I'm definitely gonna have to buy a copy for my son Logan.
Oh,
and,
gotcha.
Sometimes I buy a copy for Mr. Chris.
Yeah. I'm definitely getting that shit for sure when it's on sale. And hopefully wading through armies of what Chaos Warriors? Like what are you fighting in that anyway? Which particular faction? Or are you fighting a bunch of different factions?
I don't remember, but you're fighting multiple factions, and I don't remember which one you are. But you're not a Space Marine.
Gotcha. Right, because that's been done to death. Although Space Marines are the shit. And there's going to be a second Bud Spencer, Terrence Hill, Slaps and Beans coming out.
A what?
A brand spanking new, I think like Slaps and Beans 2. Like have you ever played that game? Bud Spencer, Terrence Hill, Slaps and Beans.
I don't think so.
Oh, dude, it's fucking hilarious. If you're a fan, if I know you love some Bud.
Dude, I grew up watching all their movies. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. It's like it's a side scroller.
that slap, it's always the same sound.
Yep.
Oh, they were great.
Oh, dude, there's even moments. Oh, dude, yeah, it's a side scroller, and you can play either Terrence or Bud, and you can switch between the two, and you can play co-op. And it's got it's got all the music, all the DeAngelis brothers, like la 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 la, and hey. It's fucking dude, yeah, that's awesome, and I know they're coming out with another one.
Can you hold the fort for a second? I'm gonna go get something to drink.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, all right.
Without a doubt. How are you doing, Michael?
Good. Just working my way through pages on Natverse and drawing and coloring the pages of 7 Legions. I actually got this one done. I showed it off earlier, but let's see, where is this? Yeah. Oh. Zoom out on it. 1 second. Yeah.
God damn, hold on.
I'm going for a 80s anime movie feel.
Ooh. Oh, well, you got it. You certainly do. What's that from? Is that from
7 Legions? Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got
dude, that looks fantastic.
did the film grain on it. And,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Well, because you're a digital brother, right?
Yep.
So that means you can use all kinds of filters and effects and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, mind you, I'm not one of those guys that's like anti-digital. To me, it's just another tool. I'm not an artist, but I do know what I like to see, and I do have my art preferences. My attitude with it is always, as long as it doesn't look like it's from a computer, then I'm happy.
Yeah. Oh, Tokume just said something. Said solid work, nicely done. Totally reminds me of Ninja Scroll. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. I'm going with on the next few issues. So Hiko's going to be growing up. He starts off, he's 9 years old. In this issue, he's 9 years old. In issue 4, there's a time jump. And when the time jump happens, I'm going to sort of mature the style. Go from like a kid-friendly-ish look and going to ramp it up to something like going to try and go for that exact like Ninja Scroll or like Fist of the North Star sort of look.
Oh,
that's like I've practiced that a little bit.
Oh, dude, you're talking my language.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love those both. You know, I tried showing Ninja Scroll to a friend of mine, a millennial friend of mine, and unfortunately, she has like some, well, not really severe Asperger's, but she has Asperger's, and she freaked out. And I'm talking about that scene with the giant that could turn himself into metal, like pulling those like dude's arms off and like drinking the blood from like the bleeding arms, the bleeding severed arms. And she just lost her shit, man. And I was just like, oh, like, you don't do very well with, like, animated violence? And I was just like, and it's just, I mean, you know, nothing against her. I understand it. You know, it's a neurological disorder.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just like one of the things I always associated with anime when I was a kid was violence.
Yeah.
The fact that you would see shit in Japanese animation that you would never see in American cartoons. Even something that was like relatively tame, like Speed Racer. Motherfuckers were like flying off the track and blowing up all the time. Right? And it's not like G.I. Joe or something like that, where then suddenly you would see like somebody like flying down on a parachute. No, those motherfuckers were crispy critters. So even like the really like I think that's also one of the reasons why it took so long for anime to get to the United States.
Yeah, and I was just watching a clip showed up on Twitter the other day. It was from Sailor Moon, which I always thought was like some like girly, nice, happy thing.
Yeah,
and it's like apparently earlier in that episode, the other sailors had all been killed off, and she's like talking to their spirits.
Ah, yeah. Well, you see, that's the thing that the Japanese have always understood. It. The Japanese get it the same way that the Germans used to get it back in like the 19th century, which is that kids like their fairy tales to be a little dark.
Yeah.
The Japanese really get that. Like, have you ever seen the Gamera movies?
Oh, not in a long time. Like, not long enough to go that I would not remember plot points, but I think I do remember some dark stuff happening.
They're really dark. Well, I mean, like the very first one, I kind of almost don't count because it's just like a Godzilla ripoff. Mm-hmm. But then when you get into because here was the thing, Godzilla started out as like a horror franchise, and then it like became a kids franchise because adults lost interest in like in kaiju, but the little kids, they always had Godzilla's back. Yeah, and so. The Godzilla movies became kids' movies, and so did the Gamera movies. But the Gamera movies were always like way more fucked up. Gamera would get himself fucked up. He would get, you know, like these like deep gashes. You'd see blood spraying all over the place. In one of them, he gets like virtually impaled. I mean. These kids, these little boys, there's like one little American boy and one little Japanese boy. that are like best friends, right? This is like during the occupation and everything, and the rebuilding of Japan, and they get kidnapped by these like two like Japanese chicks that are aliens, but they just look like Japanese chicks because their real faces are like insectoid, and they've kidnapped these kids because they intend to eat them, which is some straight up like Grimm's fairy tale shit.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like they got it, man. They understood. The kids like their stuff a little bit dark, man. They really do.
Oh, yeah.
It's but my God, man. Ninja Scroll, I remember that came out when anime was making its way to the United States via VHS in a trickle. Right? Where like every year maybe you got like one or two movies. Like one year you got Nausicaa in the Valley of Wind, right? Which was called Warriors of the Wind. We got like an edited version of that, which was awesome.
What?
Nausicaa in the Valley of Wind.
Okay.
That was released in America as Warriors of the Wind, minus like about 20 minutes. But still, it was awesome. You know, I mean, because that was like the only way that you could get any anime at that time, unless it was like your friends that came back from a convention, or if they came back from Japan and had a bunch of shit that wasn't translated. No subtitles, manga, untranslated. You had no idea. I mean, you could still, you know, if it was a good manga, something like Lone Wolf and Cub, you could still kind of follow what was going on just looking at the pictures, right? Because you're talking about like, you know, masterful visual storytelling, but you still didn't get a lot about the plot. And so we would get like, you know, I think then like another year we got Robot Carnival.
Yeah, Robot Carnival was sweet,
which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Galaxy Express.
Galaxy Express wasn't that was a Harlock thing, wasn't it?
It was.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like
there's another one. Hold
that.
on. There's another one. Hold on. I'm going to my playlist. Anime. Neo Tokyo. That was another anthology series of anime, which was pretty good.
I don't think we got that. What else did we get? Like I said, it was a trickle. Dominion Tank Police, Fist of the North Star. Thank God, although it was dubbed like in a really horrible way.
Appleseed, Devilman.
Appleseed.
There was a little Battle Angel.
Alita, we didn't get.
You should, because it was translated in English. It's very short. It's 2 small episodes.
Huh.
You can find them on YouTube. They're on YouTube.
Oh, interesting.
There was Vampire Hunter D that was pretty big back then.
Oh my God! Oh, Vampire Hunter D. Oh, they gave me such a boner. Yeah. Oh, so good. Speaking of Vampire Hunter D, still waiting for the Kickstarter book. That's been a bit of a wait. Not that I mind waiting for like a dope ass book, but it has been like.
And two other old anime that I like a lot was Angel Cop and Bubblegum Crisis.
Oh yes, we got those two.
Which is a bit of the inspiration with Ghost in the Shell and Armitage for Luwani.
Oh yeah.
Somebody asked me, he goes, is the inspiration for Luwani like Aphrodite? I'm like, no, but the inspiration for Aphrodite is the same.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. I'm not ripping that source off. I'm ripping off the same source that they ripped off.
Pretty much.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Like I'm not inspiring myself of Aphrodite. On the contrary, I'm trying to go like totally like the opposite way. Like I don't even want to touch it because Yeah. I like the old series. I never really got into the ones they did after Finch left.
Which series is this again?
Aphrodite.
Yeah,
it was the day Finch. He started it, didn't finish it. Then it was Pasuda that finished it. And then after that, they tried doing something different with it, but never really followed through.
I was never like really heavily into anime. I like French comics more than manga.
Well, Aphrodite is not an anime. Aphrodite is Top Cow Comics. The green hair chick.
Right. Yeah. Now I remember.
And our the premise was good because the entire premise is she's an assassin, right?
Oh, this is
the thing is she goes to kill. She was technically like murdered all, So like I was in Dollhouse. So she would go somewhere to kill. Because remember Dollhouse? They would go somewhere to kill, and their memory was wiped.
Yes,
So
yes,
they would
yes.
not remember anything.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
it was embedded in her that she would go on a job. Like people can take control of her. Like she program a job, she'd do it, and then not remember anything.
Right. It was
And
kind
if
of
you know
like
the premise of the line, it's totally the opposite.
right. Yeah, and it was I think the first person to have that idea, at least that the first time I came across it, was in Neuromancer, right? Where the chick in that, Molly, I think would work as a prostitute, but she would like turn her brain off so that like guys would basically use her like an inflatable sex doll.
Mm-hmm.
But then shit would go wrong, and she had like these giant blades that would like pop out of her fucking fingertips.
What kind was that
And
one?
Neuromancer.
Neuromancer. Okay, yeah, the novel, yeah.
By the way, isn't it strange that that's never been adapted? That there's been
It
like
is.
has it?
There is a comic book, Neuromancer.
Oh, there's a comic book. I mean, like in terms like a film, whether live action, animated. There was a game. There was a PC game that was supposedly awesome.
Yeah, and technically, what's it? Johnny Mnemonics. It's pretty much it's pretty much
Same
inspired
universe.
by it. It's the same thing with Blade Runner.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. They never actually made a movie of it.
Did you ever read William Gibson's Alien 3 screenplay?
Nope.
It's good. It's utter shit. It's horrible. It's so freaking bad. Like you can just tell that the guy just didn't understand how to write a film, right? Which is which you can cut him some slack because you're like, okay, well the guy's coming from writing prose novels, short stories to like a screenplay. Although I think a screenplay would be a lot easier than, for instance, going from prose to like writing comics, because comic book writing is the most unnatural way to tell a story ever. Oh yeah, Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah, but
Has three parts. Wait a second. There's
a lot of lost anime right now. It's like one of the things that I liked a lot is, remember Angel Cop I mentioned before, the anime.
Yeah.
You know the manga's lost.
What?
Like they're very fucking rare. They never printed it again. Like it's very it's pretty much lost. Like, but you can find people that scan the page on the internet.
Thank God.
But it's the same. It's the same. Almost happened to Alita.
Wow.
Because it was not released, and some people leaked it. And the same thing with remember Gen 13.
Yeah.
They made an animated movie, and it was never released, and people leaked it out. That's the only way. That's the only way that we have it. The only reason why it was released because somebody leaked it.
And Star Wars is no longer with us, is it? The original theatrical release of Star Wars, I think, doesn't exist any longer.
On VHS.
Yeah, but I mean, I think there's something different about that too. I'm talking about there's certain movies like there's like really it's the Citizen Kane of Nazi vampire, not Nazi vampires. I'm thinking like Helsing here. It's like the Citizen Kane of Nazi zombie movies. It's called Shockwaves. Mm-hmm. And the only way that still exists, the only format that still exists in is like a really good like VHS master. Like the actual film is either lost forever, or maybe it's like sitting in somebody's basement, or you're like in an attic somewhere. I mean, they keep finding shit, so you never know. I mean, to me, that's the wonderful thing about the age that we live in. When it comes to people making scans of things, when it comes to companies coming out with new printings of things, or in cinema where they're finding like the original masters and they're making like new transfers from like original negatives and that sort of a thing. It's preserving everything in a way where it's like almost nothing's going to be able to be lost, which is fucking awesome. Oh yeah. Mogwai Santoria mentions the Vampire Hunter D light novels. I read the first one of those, which was awesome, and I have the second. I'm not sure how many have been translated into English. Oh, and Tokomai says Neuromancer has been written as a movie script 10 times now. That actually doesn't surprise me. But it almost always gets shelved or delayed because most funding companies don't want to touch it because they think it's too real. That's interesting.
It's too what?
Real.
Mm.
That it's not fantastic enough. Well, I remember William Gibson, to his credit, I think was offered like some ungodly sum of money, like millions of dollars, for the term cyberspace. And I forget who it was that was. I think it was probably Bill Gates. I think it was Microsoft actually was trying to buy the term cyberspace from William Gibson, and he was just like, "Nah, I'm not selling it. Like that doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to me. That just belongs to the world. That's just like a phrase that everybody uses now. Cyberspace. I used it first. Okay, whatever. But he actually wouldn't.
Yeah, like Marvel,
man,
like Marvel and DC did by buying the word superhero or mutant. Remember that one?
Oh yes, mutant. Yeah, good luck with that one, motherfuckers. Or Paris Hilton tried to copyright "That's Hot," and then fucking Trump tried to copyright the Cobra.
The what?
The Cobra. He would go, "You're fired." This gesture. He was trying to copyright this. Fucking dumbass. You're fired. Fuck that. I know he's got a lot of fans. I know he's got a lot of fans of these parts, but fuck that guy. Not that I'm still not glad that he got elected, just because it was great watching all my fucking Democrat friends go, no. Although if I wouldn't have been so happy if I'd known that their brains would be completely broken and like irrevocably. So I figured once that motherfucker was out of office, they would like regain their critical thinking abilities. Nope. Oh, have either of you fools watched Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities yet?
No.
I've been finding it kind of disappointing. I've watched 3 episodes, and one is of the Graveyard Rats, which has always been one of my favorite stories. Was Henry Kuttner, right? Basically, grave robber goes into a grave, the bottom drops out, he finds himself crawling through a tunnel, and there's like giant rats, but there's also like this like undead like zombie-like creature, like a lich, that's like crawling around after him, and the story itself is spooky. I at least enjoyed that episode. I thought that was actually pretty well done. But then they did Pickman's Model. Have you guys ever read that story by H.P. Lovecraft?
Which one?
Pickman's Model?
I don't think so.
Oh, if you're an artist, you absolutely have to read that. It's about a guy who's a art student at Miskatonic University in lovely Arkham, Massachusetts, and he discovers that a fellow student of his has a remarkable illustrating ability. He's like the Bernie Wrightson of the class, right? And he says he draws what he sees, and so he's always drawing all these like horrible creatures, and that makes him a bit of a pariah. But then the 1920s come along, and so you have the birth of surrealism. And his work starts to become more and more accepted, although he's still pretty much like an underground kind of a guy. But the narrator of the story is just always awed by his work. He's just like, man, how does he get this incredible realism when he's drawing ghouls, like plundering a graveyard, that kind of a thing? And he breaks into his apartment at night, and he discovers something. He discovers a photograph in the upper corner of one of the paintings that he's doing, and it's of a ghoul like munching on a bone, like in a sewer or something like that. And it's a photograph like from real life. So he's been going out finding these monsters and taking pictures of them and then like drawing them from real life. And so the episode is inspired by that story. It's a little bit more about the notion that I've always found really interesting, that the idea of art that actually could potentially drive you insane. Which is a crazy idea, of course, which is where censorship comes from, right? The idea that a book or a movie or a record or a comic book could like make people go insane and like commit crimes, that sort of a thing.
That's why I love In the Mouth of Madness so much.
Absolutely, it's totally about that. It's totally about that.
Yeah, it's a Lovecraftian movie that.
Yes,
you know it's his Cornetto trilogy for horror. For he did Prince of Darkness, Thing, Prince of Darkness, and In the Mouth of Madness, and that was his Lovecraftian trilogy.
Right, the same way that Lucio Fulci had his Apocalypse trilogy, which is Zombie, The Beyond, and Gates of Hell, aka City of the Living Dead, which is to say it's not really a trilogy, it's just kind of like a trilogy after the fact, where you're kind of like, there's like a group of films that sort of deal with the same things. Yeah.
Well, it's like Shaun of the Dead,
right.
Hot Fuzz, and This Is the End.
Yes.
No, World's End.
Right.
So it's a Cornetto trilogy. It's a trilogy, but they don't follow each other. But you have the same actors and the same type of theme that goes through, which is friends throughout, weird things. So it's all about groups of people. Like they make a joke in the first Shaun of the Dead, like right from the bat when they meet the ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
And she has the exact opposite of her crew, but she's the leader of it. But they look the same, but they're a bit different. But
yes. They'll pass each other, each version.
Hey.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Those movies are freaking awesome, and it's the same principle.
I've still never seen the the last one, actually. I have to put that.
The World's End.
Yeah.
Dude, it's sci-fi horror.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a good.
The first one is zombie. First one is a zombie spoof. The second one is the town people and everything, like that the others, and then you have the alien one. And dude, it's if you haven't seen it, check it out. Especially if you like the two other ones.
Yeah, because I mean, it's one of those things. It's just like, well, I've never seen it, but I don't have a good reason for not having seen it. It's not like I've been avoiding seeing it. It's one of those pictures where I'm just like, why haven't I watched that yet? But yeah, I need to check that
because
out.
they're a bit too funny for you.
No, I mean,
for you to be like, oh, I want to watch it now, everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
You're
that could be.
I'll get to it.
Yeah. No, you're right. Although I really loved Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead, of course.
It became one of my favorite zombie movie with freaking Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, dude, it's fantastic.
Those two movies are like my favorites now. It's like they used to be Dawn of the Dead and those, but now no. Those are untouchable for me. To me, Shaun of the Dead is like a companion piece. But it says a lot about that picture that Romero himself absolutely loved it. Mm-hmm.
And I think the reason why he loved it, it was obvious actually, was because he felt like he wasn't being ripped off. He felt like somebody was taking his shit and doing something new with it.
Yeah, but he also said that it's technically it's part of his trilogy. Like to him, it's technically canon to his shit. That's why if you watch the last movie, I think it was City of the Dead. I think it was
Land of the Dead.
They're in that.
Yeah, I know.
And that's exactly why.
Oh, that's funny. See, I thought he just did it because he was like,
he was a big fan of the movie.
A very big fan. Yeah. I mean, that's fucking validation right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can't ask for better than that. Yeah, it sucks that fucking Romero died. I mean, he was an older dude, but it's like fuck. He died from smoking. It's just like, oh god damn it, man.
I should probably stop smoking.
I mean, I think that his contribution was pretty much over. He was at the point where I think he was actually in danger of damaging his legacy. I think that's why Carpenter stopped.
I think that's seriously. I just think that's stupid. To be quite honest, I think it's the stress and the pressure that they have to fucking like it. You know, it's like what's going on with some businesses right now. They get to a point that they got big and they just can't stop. So hey, you have to make a sequel to that movie. I don't have to do shit.
Yeah. Yep.
And then they get forced into doing something they don't want to. And it's one of the things about some of the greats. Like it's one of Quentin Tarantino. You know. He was talking about it one day with quit, and people were like, he was like, I don't think I'll quit. And to be quite honest, like, I'll do a movie when I feel like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I would be doing. I mean, you know, to me, the guy that always had the sweetest deal was Kevin Smith. The idea of like doing a comic book and then doing a movie and then doing a comic book and then doing a movie and not doing a comic book and then a movie of the comic book, but making the comic book its own thing, making the movie its own thing, back and forth like that. That would be the shit right there. What up, 80s Made?
What's up, buddy?
Horror Radio says maybe not to the point of driving you insane, but what you consume does affect the way your brain works to a certain extent. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's I mean, that's why I love trash, but at the same time, shit in, shit out. That's why I know my Shakespeare. That's why I know my Dickens. That's why I studied the masters, That doesn't mean I don't still, sometimes you want filet mignon and sometimes you want a greasy old cheeseburger.
Yeah.
With cheese fries, with chili cheese fries. Artery clogging shit. I just feel bad for the artists that are coming out now, where all they're being exposed to is just new shit. Because like they just live in a culture where nobody looks at the older stuff. It's all about like what's current.
And they go through Campbell soup at the actual masterpieces.
Well, to be perfectly fair, replicas of actual masterpieces. All those paintings that you see in the museums, those aren't the originals.
No, even if they're original or protected by a shield of glass, it's just the principle of what they would want to do.
Well, that's because
do we understand if they weren't protected, they'd be damaged. They wouldn't. That's the point.
It's a sentiment. Yeah, no, I agree. It's a sentiment of stupid.
Like,
exactly, because they don't know.
Yeah.
Right. They don't know that it's not the Mona Lisa.
Pretty much.
Well, I mean, that's part of the whole social justice thing is art vandalism. Like pulling down fucking like statues from the fucking 1800s. What are you, fucking retarded?
Burning books and all that.
Burning books. Shit. Yep. Well, they won't do that because it's too obvious. It's a little too on the nose. Do you know what I'm saying?
They already did it.
Did they really? Where was this?
Here.
In Kazakhstan?
And in France. They burned some Lucky Luke and Asterix books to destroy them from the libraries and the schools, because there was those type of like blackface jokes back in the days, or like black people were actually black with the big red lips and stuff like that. So they destroyed a whole bunch of classic Tintin, Lucky Luke.
Those people need to be slapped.
Asterix, all that
Quizlings,
stuff.
man, fucking Quizlings. Stupid motherfuckers.
So you can understand that those books are going up in value.
Oh yeah, well, wouldn't that be funny, dude? You gotta start a thing in Canada where they burn all the copies of the Metabarons hardcovers. Burn them shits, goddammit!
I thought you were a fan. Oh, I am.
Yeah.
I just want to get rich off the ones I have. Thank you.
That would be fucking hilarious. Oh my god. But that's the sad thing is, the people that do that shit, they are nothing if not sincere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Coolman says, Tintin, Congo, and Asterisk, and Amerique.
They even have, yeah. Where is it?
Fucking disgrace.
Amerique. That's America. There's a Asterix and Amerique. It's Asterix in America.
Figured.
They were the Indians, the blacks, and stuff like that. There's a few of them. They burned them. Yeah.
God
Tintin
damn.
and Congo, yeah.
Somebody fucking. Well, dude, you're there. I'm not making. I'm not making that drive. You fucking find those motherfuckers and slap the shit out of them.
I've been telling you guys.
God damn it, man. God damn it. Fucking madness, man. Absolute fucking insanity. I mean, the town where I went to university, Binghamton, they had comic book burnings. Like after Frederick Wortham's book, Seduction and the Innocent, came out. But I mean, that was like in the 1950s. But it's just like, man, some people just do not fucking get it, man. Dopey
People were like, "Yeah, go!
Yeah.
It's mean to the natives and
burn the books." And mind you, each and every one of those people, if you ask them, "Why are you burning this?" It'd be like, are you afraid of it? Do you think that you're going to open this book and you're going to see something, and that's going to make you racist? No, they can handle it. It's those other people.
Yep.
It's always those other people. It's like, I can handle it. It's just like, I don't want some other regular jack-off seeing it because, they're not as bright as I am, and so they'll go insane or whatever it is they think that happens to people that read the wrong books. Whatever, man.
Yeah, I always found it funny, like the idea that, like, someone's going to be at a comedy club and they hear a R-word joke,
right?
And then they're just going to be like, I can't control myself around women anymore.
Oh, dude. It was like in the 1980s where all the censorship wasn't coming from the left like it is now. It was coming from the right.
Yeah.
Right? Which is one of the reasons I became such a strident lefty, was because it was the right that was trying to ban everything.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things they were trying to ban, of course, was pornography. Why? Because,
violence in comics and blood and horror.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, I mean, you had the video nasties scare in England, which is kind of, which is utter bullshit and awful, but at the same time, kind of awesome.
But that's one of the part of the big history of comic books that a lot of you don't know about. It's the entire reason why there's what they call the black and whites. Okay? Comics became black and whites because it was the underground fighting back. Because before it used to be no porn, no nothing, no horror. The same thing that happened with the censorship that happened in the U.S. That happened even before over there. And one of the best way, like in like 50s or something, they were doing those little black and whites, which were technically the size of an ash can, and that was how the comics started again, like thriving, even though they were trying to get canceled them. But that's what the black and white, pure black and white, no grayscale and everything. That's why 2000 AD was the same in the UK. All the freaking black and white books in the UK are black and whites, and same here in Canada, because that's how we fought back. And the same in the US.
Now, you say these were like the size of an ash can. Does that mean that they were like digest size?
A bit, yeah.
Okay, because we had those here too.
Yeah.
But it was for like Mad Magazine and that kind of a thing.
And that's how we kept comics alive. Yeah. And that was pre all of this shit. Like, yeah.
Hey man, that's the thing is when you ban shit, the people that are gonna love it are gonna hang on to it even harder, and then you got the people that didn't give a fuck in the first place that are now gonna be curious.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Where it's just like, oh, you don't want me to see this? Why don't you want me to see this?
Dude, it's
right?
like,
because that makes people suspicious, and rightfully so.
Well, no, it's like before. Like we all knew that saying the N word with the R was inappropriate, and if you were saying it with an A while you were saying a hip hop, it was okay, right?
Right.
And people knew it. People didn't use the N and R, and now they're trying to say that everybody's saying it. You don't say it, and now people will use it. It's how people are. If you tell them not to do something, you're trying to cancel something, censor something. You're just encouraging to be used more.
Yep.
Like, don't censor. Just say that it's not culturally acceptable, and people will not do it. They'll do it maybe amongst friends, but then mind your own business. They're allowed to make jokes. Everybody's allowed to make jokes.
Yes, and often stupid ones. I mean, my God, it's just like when you think of all the people whose lives have been destroyed.
Yeah, but you make fun of black people in this. Yeah, and I've seen black comedians. Like, I've been a big fan of Eddie Murphy, and I'm sorry. There's a lot of those jokes are not, are not very fun for white people.
Oh my god!
And I still laugh my fucking ass off because there's a bit of reality and truth in what he's saying.
Richard Pryor, holy shit, dude!
Dave Chappelle, one of the fucking goats.
Yep. I mean, that's the thing. That's the reason why I'm such a potty mouth is because
there's another guy,
Richard Pryor,
Peter something that's Hindu. He's fucking hilarious.
I don't think I know him.
He's big. I just can't remember his last name.
Gotcha. All right, dudes. I am gonna peace out, and man, I'm just having trouble concentrating tonight. I'm gonna maybe try and get some writing done.
His name is. I just found him. Russell Peters. There you go.
Russell Peters. Okay, I will look his ass up.
He's Canadian too, but Canadian American now.
Oh, did he get the fuck out? Because
no, he has dual citizenship. He made it. Nice. Like he made it big.
Nice. Oh man.
Crazy. Dude, it's already been up for like 2 hours, so we're gonna close down at the same time as you leave.
Okay. All right.
Because usually 2 hours is our mark. So
all right.
Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to go sign up for the second chance if you missed out on the first one, or if you want to sign up again. Go back Six Gun Gorilla on Indiegogo right now.
Yep.
And keep your eyes open for Seven Legions. And if you missed out on number 1, go get it on the InkSlayerEntertainment.com.
Oh, it's on there. Oh
yeah. It's on there. And now there's t-shirts. There's even like patches on the website. So go check it out.
Fuck yeah. Do it now.
I'll say everybody good night, and we'll leave with the same closing word as usual. Have a good night.
Peace and love.
I see that story first. I feel that story first. I know those people first. When I put them down, they've already lived. And I put them down as I'd like them to live on those pages. My stories are